All right, let's jump right in. When you hear OCD, especially when you think about it in a kid, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's a pretty specific picture, and honestly, it's usually wrong. So today, we're going to break down why the OCD diagnosis that most kids miss has absolutely nothing to do with what we see on TV.
So just for a second, really think about that. What does a child who's dealing with obsessive-compulsive disorder actually look like to you? Go ahead, get that picture in your mind, because we're about to flip it on its head.
Yeah, if you were picturing a kid with a perfectly neat desk, or maybe one who just washes their hands a little too much, you're not alone. That's the stereotype. But the truth is, real pediatric OCD is often way quieter, much more internal, and a whole lot more complicated than that.
Okay, so let's get to the real heart of it. What are the signs we should be looking for? Because the thing is, they're often hiding in plain sight, just disguised as something else entirely.
Now this is what we're talking about. See how different this is? Endless what-if questions? That just looks like anxiety, right? Rewriting homework over and over until it feels right? Well, that just looks like a dedicated student, a perfectionist. And the other stuff, needing to confess every single bad thought, the secret counting, the tapping, these are the real faces of a kid's private struggle. And this is where it gets really, really serious. Because missing these signs, or mislabeling them, it's not harmless. It comes with a huge cost, a cost that we can actually measure in years.
11 years. Just let that number sink in. 11. The average age a kid first shows symptoms is around 10. That means they could be almost an adult, nearly out of high school before they finally get the right help. That is an entire childhood spent fighting a battle nobody else can see.
So you might be wondering, how does this even happen? How does a kid go that long without a diagnosis? Well, this slide nails it. We see the struggle, but we call it something else. We say they're a perfectionist or really careful, things that honestly sound like compliments. But underneath those nice-sounding labels is a treatable medical condition that needs real help.
Let's just break it down. Why the 11-year gap? Well, for one, a lot of the rituals are purely mental, counting, praying, repeating words, so parents and teachers have no way of seeing them. 2, asking "are you sure" over and over just looks like regular kid anxiety. 3, as we just saw, that perfectionism often gets them praised. And maybe the biggest reasons, little kids don't have the words to explain these scary, intrusive thoughts, and a deep, powerful sense of shame keeps them from even trying.
Okay, I know that was all pretty heavy, but the story does not end there, not even close. There is so much hope here, and it's backed by solid science. Let's talk about the solution, because there is a very clear and effective path forward.
The gold standard treatment, the thing that really works, is a therapy called ERP. That stands for Exposure and Response Prevention. Put simply, it's a way to teach kids step by step how to face their fears without doing the compulsive ritual. They learn that the scary feeling actually goes away on its own. And let me tell you, that is an incredibly empowering thing for a kid to learn.
And hey, this isn't just wishful thinking. The data backs this up big time. Look at this chart. The response rate for kids who get ERP is between 60 and 70%. That is a massive success rate for any kind of mental health care. The bottom line is, it works.
And this quote, this is what drives home why that 11-year wait is such a tragedy. Kids who get ERP at 8 do remarkably better than those who get it at 18, both in symptoms and in life trajectory. You see, getting help early doesn't just fix a problem, it literally changes the entire direction of a child's life.
And here's what that success looks like in the real world. This is data from MentalSpace School, a program for students in Georgia. Just look at these numbers. 89% improved school attendance, a whopping 92% reduction in anxiety, 85% family satisfaction. This shows that when you give kids the right support, the impact is huge, it's positive, and you can actually measure it.
So, what does this all mean for you? Whether you're a parent, a teacher, or just somebody who cares, this is the most important part. How do we turn all this knowledge into action?
If you're listening to this and a little light bulb is going off, if those symptoms we talked about, the what-if questions, the homework taking forever, if that sounds a little too familiar, the natural next question is, okay, so what do I do now?
Here's your game plan. It's really simple. Step 1, start looking for the real signs, not the TV stereotypes. Step 2, there are free 2-minute screening tools online you can use right now. And step 3, and this is the big one, contact a professional. Please, do not wait to see if it just gets better on its own.
And for families in Georgia, that support is right there. MentalSpace School offers telehealth support for students all across the state. They've got therapists trained in ERP, they can get you in the same day, and they take major insurance, including Medicaid. They've basically removed all the usual roadblocks to getting help.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought to chew on. We've talked about the hidden signs, the wrong labels, that devastating 11-year wait. The real question for all of us is, just how many children could have a totally different future if we just learn to see their struggle for what it truly is? A treatable condition, not just a weird quirk.
If you want to learn more, or if you're ready to take that first step, the resources you need are right here. There's a link to a free screening tool and the contact info for MentalSpace School. The help is out there. Please don't hesitate to reach out.